Jalen, AJ spoke about the reason why he wasn't talking. Then he also mentioned that he spoke in front of the team and apologized for the reason. What did you have to say about? What do you think about his apology and the impact that he actually did?
Yeah, he's taking leadership, taking ownership for some of the things that he's been out there, him doing, and I appreciate him having the courage to do that in front of the team.
Your relationship with him during this tough stretch, how has that helped, or how has that kind of how has that been impacted by the recent stretch?
Yeah, I think it's allowed us to just have more conversations, be intentional about what we're doing, and obviously chase the results we want. But it's a process that goes into that.
Most of the criticism goes to the quarterback and coach during tough times. What have you noticed about Nick? What stood out about him during this stretch?
He's just got his head down, working, trying to do his best.
AJ mentioned Nick's loyalty, and he had a lot of respect for that. Is that something you sort of see yourself?
I think he's definitely has a way of building his relationships with the players and showing up for the players with his emotion and his passion for the game, and that's all you can ask for.
In a general,
you guys had the conversations. You said it allowed you to have the conversations you needed. How did it do that, and what other ways, when you're trying to have conversations in the right way out of frustrations?
What are you asking?
What's that?
What are you asking?
I'm asking, you said him apologizing allowed you guys to have the conversations you need. How do you, in other ways, figure out when to speak when frustrations are happening?
I don't think that necessarily allows us to have a conversation. I just think through tough times, you have to continue to have conversations in order to chase the results that you want, in order to chase the goal in mind. And so, whether it's a winning streak or a tough time, or a good time or a tough time, regardless of what it is, it takes constant communication to try and continue to build. And that's exactly what we're doing.
in general, like how do you try to keep the guys together, like focused on turning this around and getting ready for the playoffs, as opposed to kind of what's happened the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's just it's as simple as taking ownership for the things that you can control, and committing to giving your best self and being your best self. The daily process, the daily routine of that, and giving it your best. That's what it's all about.
You know AJ better than a lot of people in that locker room, just with your relationship history the way it is. Did he need to apologize in your mind, and how much could that help the team now that he has moving forward?
It was on his heart, so he did what he felt was right, and we're always going to support whatever it is he feels and any other player feels.
At this time last year, you were getting right from an injury, leading into the postseason. How are you different this year, would you say, going into the playoffs?
I don't know. I got the same hunger, maybe a different hunger to achieve what's in front of us, but say that no different.
How different? Like how so?
Well, you kind of have the taste of getting a taste of something and coming up short in it, and so obviously you love to get there and have an opportunity to do that, but it's one day at a time, and I don't even want to look over this game in front of us, but yeah.
There's an opportunity here, Sunday final regular season game, Dallas and Washington, something has to happen there. How important is it for all of you to play and kind of get things right going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think that's it's just about executing. I don't know how those things look. I'm no coach. I'm no anything like that. But the most important thing we can do is take advantage of our opportunities to execute and execute at a high level when our opportunities are given. And so definitely want to build some good rapport there. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge. Whether it's a must-win game or just another game, they're all equally important. And the objective of every game is just to go out there and execute and do your jobs and ultimately put points on the board. So,
Do you get any one-on-one time with Nick throughout the week?
I do.
And is that like a set thing, or does it just happens random?
It's set.
What day is that?
Next question.
Julio played the third most snaps among the wide receivers. He had the 2 touchdowns. What can he give this offense going into the postseason?
What was your question? I was thinking
Sorry,
about.
Julio Jones played a bigger role in this past game than he had been playing. What can he give this team going into the postseason?
Hopefully he can give us a boost. You know, he showed up and made big-time plays when the balls come his way. And so giving him the opportunity to do so and letting him take advantage of that, he will.
Jalen, you've talked about setting the temperature for the team. How do you make sure you're not setting it too high, if that makes sense? Like the quest for perfection and to always be hitting a standard and that potentially making things too stressful, or making sure you have the balance where you're enjoying the victories, enjoying the moments, and not being stressed out about hitting the standard, I guess.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. You gotta know how to lead different people in different ways. And ultimately, I just try and go out there and set an example, And there is a blessing and a burden to everything.